Discipline is war, internal war. Imagine waking up each morning stepping onto a battlefield that exists not in some distant land, but inside your own mind. This is the harsh reality of discipline. It is not a gentle habit or a fleeting motivation. It is an unyielding war fought on an internal front. Your adversary is not an external enemy you can see or confront with weapons. It is the invisible army of your own fears, temptations, laziness, and doubts. Every day, this internal conflict rages relentlessly. On one side stand your goals, ambitions, and the vision of the person you want to become. On the other side lurk your darker impulses, procrastination, self-doubt, the seductive call of comfort and distraction. These forces are cunning, patient, and deadly. They wait for moments of weakness, for cracks in your mental armor, to launch surprise attacks that can destroy your progress and leave you defeated. Discipline is not about motivation or feeling inspired. It is about relentless vigilance and ruthless control. Like a seasoned general commanding an army, you must strategically deploy your mental resources, reinforce your willpower, and crush every rebellion of weakness before it gains ground. It requires sacrifice and a willingness to endure discomfort, frustration, and failure. But why does this internal war feel so brutal? Because losing means surrender. It means allowing your worst impulses to govern your life, condemning yourself to mediocrity, regret, and unfulfilled potential. Discipline demands that you make choices every moment that favor your long-term vision over short-term pleasure, even when your body and mind scream to do otherwise. The question is, will you rise as the master of your inner battlefield, or will you fall victim to the chaos within? Will you wage war daily, commanding your mind with iron will and strategic cunning? Or will you let your inner enemies dictate the terms of your existence? Discipline is war, and you must fight it every single day to win the life you deserve. The brutal truth about self-control. You think self-control is about willpower, about saying no to that extra slice of cake or resisting the urge to scroll endlessly on your phone. Think again. Self-control is a brutal truth that few dare to face. It's not a polite negotiation with yourself. It's a ruthless battle where you are both the soldier and the general, the attacker and the defender. The moment you decide to exert self-control, a storm brews inside. Your impulses roar louder, your cravings sharpen, and every fiber of your being screams for surrender. This isn't weakness. It's biology, your brain wired to seek immediate pleasure, avoid discomfort, and resist change. Your ancient survival instincts are fighting tooth and nail against your conscious goals. This brutal tug of war is why so many fail, not because they lack desire, but because they underestimate the cost. Self-control demands sacrifice. It requires you to walk through fire without flinching, to stare at temptation and say, "Not today." Every victory comes at the price of discomfort and resistance. Here's the raw truth. Self-control will exhaust you. It will wear down your mental energy and test your patience. You will want to give up. You will question if it's worth it. But the alternative? Surrendering means losing control over your destiny. It means allowing fleeting desires to chain you to a life of regret, mediocrity, and unfulfilled dreams. The question is, can you endure the storm? Can you stare into the chaos of your own impulses and emerge stronger? The truth is that self-control is not a soft skillet, is an unyielding commitment to mastery over yourself, even when every instinct rebels. This battle is merciless, but it is the only path to freedom. Discipline, the hidden weapon of the powerful. Imagine standing on the edge of a cliff, wind howling in your ears, the ground crumbling beneath your feet. To step back requires courage. To leap forward demands madness. This is the reality of discipline, a force invisible to most but wielded ruthlessly by those who shape history. Discipline is not a mundane habit or a boring routine. It's a hidden weapon, a silent assassin striking at the heart of chaos and distraction. While the world around you succumbs to fleeting pleasures and lazy indulgence, discipline carves a path through the noise, forging clarity and strength from the storm. But here's the secret few acknowledge. Discipline is brutal. It strips away comfort, exposes raw truths, and demands more than effort, it demands sacrifice. Every morning you wake before dawn. Every time you resist the urge to quit, you are forging an iron will. Discipline punishes weakness and rewards relentlessness. It's not glamorous. It's not instant. But it's the only thing standing between you and the life you crave. History's greatest figures didn't rely on talent alone. They mastered discipline, the ability to endure pain, delay gratification, and keep moving forward when every voice inside whispered, "Stop." Discipline turns dreams into strategy, chaos into order, and potential into power. Here's the challenge. Discipline isn't a switch you flip. It's a war you fight daily. The battlefield is your mind, your habits, your very identity. And the enemy? Comfort, complacency, doubt. Only those who embrace this brutal truth can claim the prize. The rest remain trapped in a cycle of excuses and unfulfilled promises. Are you ready to wield discipline as your weapon? To become the master of your fate in a world that worships distraction? Because in this war, discipline is everything. The relentless march of routine, your daily battlefield. Every day, the clock ticks like a relentless drumbeat, a reminder that time waits for no one. Yet most people stumble through their days, victims of distraction, wandering aimlessly without purpose. But imagine if every morning was a battlefield where the war for your future is fought and won or lost. Routine isn't boredom. It's a carefully crafted weapon, a strategic formation against the chaos of life. Behind every great success lies a relentless march of habits, repeated so often they become second nature. The secret isn't in grand gestures or sudden inspiration, it's in showing up again and again when no one is watching. But beware, routine is a double-edged sword. The same habits that build empires can also imprison minds. Without awareness, routine becomes a cage, a slow death of potential as you drift through autopilot. The question is, whose routine are you marching to? Yours? Or the one imposed by comfort, fear, and laziness? The battlefield of your day demands vigilance. Each choice is a skirmish: what to focus on, what to ignore, when to push harder, and when to rest. This daily war tests not only your willpower, but your very identity. Will you become the person who conquers obstacles, or the one crushed beneath the weight of routine itself? To win, you must master the art of discipline within routine, turning repetitive actions into powerful rituals that sharpen your mind, body, and spirit. Success doesn't come in leaps, but in consistent, focused steps that accumulate like armies gathering strength. The relentless march of routine is unforgiving. It separates the victors from the defeated, the leaders from the followers. Each day you choose to fight or surrender. The war never ends, but the prize is nothing less than your future, shaped not by luck, but by the fierce power of daily choice. Will you march forward or stand still as the world passes by? The war within, mastering your inner demons. Deep inside, there's a battlefield unseen by the world, a war raging between who you are and who you want to become. The enemy is cunning, fear, doubt, procrastination, and the seductive call of comfort. These inner demons whisper lies, tell you to quit, to settle, to hide. But here's the brutal truth. No external enemy can defeat you until you surrender to the one within. The fiercest battles are fought in silence, in moments when your mind begs you to give up, your body aches, and the weight of failure looms like a shadow. Mastering this war within is the ultimate test of discipline and courage. It requires brutal honesty, recognizing your weaknesses without shame, facing your fears head-on instead of burying them. It means pushing past pain and exhaustion, refusing to be a prisoner to your own limitations. This internal war shapes your destiny more than any external force. Every choice to resist temptation, every moment of self-control is a victory. Yet defeat is always lurking, waiting for a crack in your armor. But victory here is transformative. It turns chaos into clarity, fear into power, and weakness into strength. It forges a self that is unbreakable, relentless, and true. The question is, Sari, you ready to face your demons, to wage this brutal war inside and emerge victorious? Because only those who conquer themselves can command the world. The war within is the real battlefield. And the prize? Your freedom. The price of power. Sacrifice and suffering. Power comes with a cost, a truth many shy away from, but none can escape. The path to mastery, success, and influence is littered with sacrifice and suffering. It's a hard lesson learned by every titan, warrior, and leader in history. Imagine a life where every decision demands a trade-off: time lost, comfort forsaken, relationships strained, pleasures delayed. Power isn't handed to the weak or the impatient. It's forged in the fires of endurance, pain, and relentless sacrifice. The suffering isn't just physical or external, it's deeply internal. Loneliness when others enjoy frivolity. Doubt when every step forward feels like a battle. The constant pressure of responsibility, bearing down like a crushing weight. Yet this price is unavoidable. To wield power without sacrifice is a fantasy. The question isn't whether you will pay the cost, but whether you are willing to pay it consciously, with eyes wide open, or be crushed unprepared beneath its weight. Sacrifice tests your resolve, separates the fleeting from the steadfast. It purifies ambition, distills purpose, and sharpens focus. Those who endure become nearly unstoppable forces because they've stared into the abyss and chose to advance anyway. In this cruel calculus, suffering is not a curse but a rite of passage. It is the dark gateway to greatness. Are you ready to pay the price? To accept that suffering is part of the deal and use it to fuel your rise? Because power demands etand, it respects only those who embrace its brutal truth. The silent weapon. Patience as strategic power. In a world obsessed with speed, instant gratification, and constant hustle, patience is often dismissed as weakness or boredom. But patience is the silent weapon of those who understand power's true naturates, the strategic pause before the strike. Patience is not passive waiting. It's an active, disciplined stance of control, knowing when to hold back, gather strength, and observe before unleashing your full force. It's the wisdom to endure discomfort, to delay short-term pleasure for long-term dominance. Every empire, every legend, every successful strategist has wielded patience like a sword, because power gained too fast is often lost just as quickly. The greatest victories are those carefully timed, the ones born from calculated restraint. But patience demands more than just waiting. It requires faith in your vision when the world mocks your slowness, when doubt gnaws at your resolve. It tests your discipline daily, forcing you to sit with uncertainty without giving in to desperation. The reward? When your moment comes, your strike is decisive, unstoppable, and devastatingly effective. Your enemies will not see it coming because you mastered the art of timing. Can you cultivate this silent weapon within you? Can you endure the stillness before the storm and let patience turn into power? Because those who master patience master the game of fate.